be worth it for you, and you can't go to both.
Dream is probably right on the cusp, too. He might also be a shoo-in at this point, just based on how many finals he's been to, but both players really want to win this, and that's what it comes down to. We're going to jump into Coda now for game number 2.
마루, 조성주 vs SK텔레콤 T1 드림 조종혁.
Up here in the top left in the red from the generic Green Wings, he is Maru.
Currently in third place in WCS standings with 4,900 points. A shoe-in for sure. His opponent, of course, is Dream in the bottom right. I was looking at his stats as well. He's currently in 7th with 38. So a pretty good position, but not necessarily in yet. He got 1250 from both Star League finalists that he was in, or being a Star League finalist twice, and he got 700 points total from GSL.
That's a huge amount of points, in fact. I think he also might be 100% in. I think this is also a huge matter of pride for both these players. You know, they have a pretty decent rivalry going on. Yeah. Maru was able to win that finals, of course. But I want to get your take on this. Why do you think Dream was like that visibly angry after winning that game? Do you think he just felt like maybe he didn't play well?
I think so. Like, when you play a game like that, no doubt you know about this. You were a Masters level StarCraft player at a time, and you obviously played League of Legends at a very high level for quite some time. I'd say that's probably like the title you played the most, and you were like at, almost as good as pros. Like you were so close. So when you win a game, you don't feel good about it because your opponent's made mistakes. Like, sometimes I win a game of StarCraft or any other game for that matter. But let's take StarCraft. I win a game of StarCraft where I'm behind in the PvP. And I know I shouldn't win it. I'm down on upgrades. He has the better unit composition, and he accidentally move commands, or he gets his Colossi all bunched up, and I just get a really good fight, and it's like, I felt I was so tilted during the entire game, I thought I was going to lose, and then I won. Now, this game is a different case, right, because Dream was ahead the entire time and almost lost it. I feel like the same sort of emotion goes both ways when you're ahead so much, and you just can't take... It's almost like Dream got ahead so early, and he's like, this is going to be a hard game. If I am up, 40 supply and I still can't close the deal, what's going to happen when we're even? What's going to happen when he's ahead? How am I going to come back? That's why I think he's upset.
Makes sense. I mean, it happened time and time again, 3 or 4 times where Maru was just throwing away units. He got so far behind and just took awkward fights at times. These players both getting aggressive. The SUV fight begins.
Yeah. Maru going for 2 quick Marines here, actually. And, be adding his factory a little bit later. Dream going for the gas first in this case. So, Coda, a map where there are quite a few plateaus. There's 4 main ones in the middle of the map. It's important to control the high ground in these fights. The Watchtower is also important on this map for tanks versus Marines. I know a lot of people probably thinking last game Maru was going almost pure bio, like we see Marine King do in the past, like we saw Dream actually do in Wings of Liberty. Polt was a big proponent of pure bio, pure Marine. We saw a lot of pure Marine TVT. And sometimes when you get into this almost pure Marine TVT, you're trading so constantly you can never afford to remake siege tanks, and Marines are so important. But it's mostly because Maru didn't have a bank to have those siege tanks. If you have a more normal game, controlling vision, air control, things like this, that's going to be what's important. That's going to be what you have to pay attention to. And Maru is so aggressive. Maru is one of the only Terrans in TVT who will punish someone for going gas first by attacking, by controlling the middle of the map. When Dream moves out with his first Hellion, if he walks in this line of sight blocker Watchtower, which my mother told me never to do, he's going to lose.
No one ever listens.
No one ever listens, man. If this Hellion just walks across the map to the Watchtower, he's going to lose it.
And it's right in the middle of this map. It's directly in the path. You have to physically avoid the tower. Weird that Maru, he could have gotten that Hellion, actually. Could have got it.
Yeah, that's really weird. I guess he's more concerned about it running past.
Lining up are the Hellions, but there's too many of them.
You can actually fight this easily. I'm surprised he's being so timid. Especially because Maru's micro is one of the best in the world. It's like he's a bit off in this series, man.
Yeah, something's off.
4 Marines crush a Hellion in a straight-up fight. And on the Watchtower especially, I think he would have gotten it.
Yeah, the timing was so unfortunate there in the middle of the map.
I guess he really just don't want him to run by and scout. Like, had he just avoided the watchtower, assuming there was the units in there. A weird train of thought, but Cloak is on the way here for Dream. But funnily enough, he's going straight into a Raven afterwards, expecting Maru will be going for that same sort of tech. Dream has no scouting information, so he's just going to play as safe as possible.
Yeah, very interesting. Maybe go for a bit of later Banshees. I mean, he's already got one out on the map. But with the Cloak, you want to get as much efficiency out of that as possible.
Oh, wow, this is so unfortunate. He runs the Viking right away. At least he's able to avoid that first link on those rockets, so he gets away with full health and can continue to build that Cloak. Doesn't have to Cloak far away. He's actually just going to hide it for now and hope to come back in and surprise him with it later, it looks like.
Yeah. Much faster CC coming down here from Maru, but Dream is able to get that on the low ground, so
yeah,
small advantages.
He uses Banshee to help control the watchtower. And we have double Viking production from Dream. Looks like he just wants to get that air control right away. Probably will switch the starport off after that. Or rather, switch it into medevacs.
Yeah, unless we were going to see the Marine build.
Yeah.
Which,
make a lot of Vikings and lose.
Please, no, not tonight.
Please, no. No, thank you. No,
not
thanks.
on the almost perfect day we've had so far.
Well, you know, Maru did do some crazy Viking shenanigery in our first series of the afternoon.
Different matchup, but granted.
Dream is continuing to make double Vikings.
And I think the end of Maru's scan there did see the Vikings coming out.
Yeah. He doesn't know he's continuing to produce them. But yeah, he would definitely have known if he was paying attention there that it was a double Viking at a time.
It's a low Hellion here. Ooh, gets him. Just barely.
That was a bit sad. That was a bit sad. Like, it wasn't that sad, but it was like a bit sad. He saw that coming from a mile away, he still died.
Yeah.
He was texting or something. Don't text and drive, Hellion drivers.
You're not supposed to have your phone in the booth.
You never know when a Viking's going to drop from the sky and kill you while you're texting.
Yeah.
While
you're texting and driving. Doesn't matter if you're stopped.
Exactly. Just don't text while you're a Hellion pilot. Just don't do it. Goes for Hellbats 2. No exceptions. Raven moving across the map here with all those Vikings. But it's not clear yet what the plan is. Is he just going to try to push with tanks? Like this is Wings of Liberty? Like this is Maru versus Kawaii Rice in Open Wolf Cup 4?
This is some kind of joke?
This is how TVT used to be played.
Oh, whoa.
Ouch. It's funny that occurred while he had a Raven there. The irony. Doesn't take too much damage from it. Maru has his own Viking fleet here. PDD placement is so important. They're both going to actually try to play a game of chicken to see who places it last. Whoever places it last gets a huge advantage.
The Viking flower is small, but it's blooming.
It's blooming.
For both players.
Brendan Valdez 2015.
Well, these guys are both about to have 7, but the last 2 of Dream just popped out in his main base.
Yeah.
See if they stop there. Looks like it for now.
He wants to just siege up the base, but Maru has placed his buildings very properly here. Like, he's not going to be able to get anything done on the side of the base here. Like, the siege up will accomplish nothing. I don't even think he can hit that stim add-on, unless he, like, tries to go for it with the Banshee.
Maybe on the edge, also the Banshee.
If he moved the siege tank closer, I think he would have had a shot at it, but...
That's also really dangerous.
Look at this. The Marines cannot be touched by this. Oh, that PDD timing!
Both players. Really nice. But I think Maru's got the slight advantage here. It's going to force Dream back.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to take that fight.
Maru considering moving his tanks, you can see from the natural, to come up and deflect this, but he really just doesn't need to because there's nothing, not even the stim, that can be denied. It's actually about to finish too, so he's got no worries.
Yeah. This map kind of reminds me of like a mini Catalina. Almost better, 2-player.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I see that. I really like...
Even like the third base location, and it has that one in the middle. It's very similar.
I really like the maps that have these big plateaus that are spaced out really well, so it's like very clear how they could be used. All right, walking into that line of sight blocker, so dangerous, no vision. What if there were tank sieges up there?
6 scan. He's going to catch the entire army of Dream. Does he want to engage? It looks like it. Or at least set up here at the bottom of the ramp.
He could drop some auto turrets. Yep, there they go.
Oh, the Raven.
Protected.
Just barely.
PDDs can't absorb Gauss rifle shots. Pushes that back. There's no rush here for Dream to push forward. Maru, on the other hand, if he knew about the third base, would be a little bit more apprehensive here.
I wonder if he's just going to power here on 2. Maybe get 1-1. He's got a really strong army, stronger than Dream's.
Yeah, and
so slightly.
He's got combat shields first.
Well, he is going to go for the third base, and the Banshee just barely misses it. It does see it, but...
Okay. Scans, he's like, that auto turret's too much. Does he not have a scan? Oh my goodness.
What?
He's almost got one, but he doesn't, and he's distracted in the main base.
Huge drop coming in here. This is what Dream is known for. Double medevacs.
That Banshee is still doing damage at the natural at the same time.
Oh man, he's sustaining so much damage from this. The tanks will be taken out eventually, but look at the supplies plummet here from Maru.
Absolutely worth it. Now going to boost away and saves both medevacs.
Wow.
Third base for Maru is still not even complete, whereas there's now triple mining. He could send some SCVs over there, and he's got triple mules. Oh, actually, it's not ready yet. He's going to start that now.
That drop was just so huge. Puts Dream in a fantastic position with his better economy. His army is slowly getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah. And, that Banshee as well was just a thorn in the side there.
Uh-oh.
This is crazy.
He's just going for it. Oh, Vikings come back.
This is an excellent position for Maru. Should actually chase that army.
Well, yeah, he's going to be sandwiched here.
Oh, yeah, he absolutely will be. SVD's pulled up the line here as well to tank a little bit of that damage. And from 2 sides here, Maru will still deflect this attack. Vikings so useful. Look at this.
Coming in from behind, Maru goes for the reverse sandwich. And wow, that one push just does it. Unreal.
Well, he got way caught out. All of his units were stuck in the medevacs. He couldn't land them there because he would have been crushed and trying to load slowly. And the Vikings zoned him, so he couldn't actually load at a good location. By the time the sandwich occurred, it was too late. Maru looks really frustrated just the same. He's definitely having a bad night.
I can't wait to see what Dream looks like after losing that game, too. Just after seeing how mad he was after winning the first one. Actually looks happier now. Weird 2 years, man.
Totally wonky.
You can see the reason why TBT is a huge chess match. So positional. One wrong move can get you so far behind.